Welcome to the UHCW Emergency Theatre's whiteboard demonstration. The links to this whiteboard can be found on a SharePoint site. The links will be provided within the TrustNav pages for anesthesia and the theatres department. The whiteboard will also be included within Microsoft Teams in due course. I will now demonstrate the various features and functionality of the whiteboard. As a general overview, what you see now is the whiteboard shown through a SharePoint site. At the very top, you have the navigation for the SharePoint site, below which you have some functionality. The New button essentially allows you to create a new procedure entry onto the whiteboard. This would be used, for example, if there's a NC Port 1 procedure or any cases that needs to be added manually. Otherwise, the current process is there will be an electronic form which the surgical team will complete, and the patient details will automatically populate onto the whiteboard. In addition to this, you will see some more links to the right hand side. These may or may not show dependent on your access privileges. And then to the right hand side, you will see the filtering capabilities. Below this is the whiteboard itself, which contains the row of procedures. Depending on your screen real estate, you may need to scroll to the right in order to see more detail. Alternatively, if you click on the patient details, a new window will open detailing that particular patient and procedure details. Each procedure entry on the whiteboard will show up as either white, amber, green, or red. This is dependent on their current status. Any patient that has been booked but not yet been discussed with the emergency coordinator and or anaesthetist and therefore have not been accepted yet will show up as white, as you can see for the first 3 patients here. Once this patient has been discussed with the coordinator and the coordinator updates the status to accepted or assigns them to a theatre, they will turn yellow, as you can see here. Yellow essentially means they've been discussed with the emergency team, but has not had a preoperative assessment by the anaesthetist. Once the preoperative assessment has been completed, the anaesthetist will update the necessary fields, which will then update the item to either green or red. This depends on whether they've highlighted any concerns. If there are no concerns highlighted, it will be green, and therefore the patient is ready for theatre. If there are any concerns highlighted, it will show up as red, and the details to this can be seen by scrolling to the right. So you can see the column that shows seen by anaesthetist. So these two have been seen by the anaesthetist, and then next to that you can see the anaesthetic concerns. So the first patient has no concerns and therefore they're green. The one below has concerns and they're red, the details of which can be found within the anaesthetic plan. Another way is if you double click on the record, it will open the window. Again, the banner bar at the top will reflect the color coding as already discussed. And then if you scroll to the bottom, you will see the reasoning and the anaesthetic plan associated with this patient. The final color coding is once a patient has been completed, they will turn grey with a strike through to show that this procedure has been completed. So for example, if once this procedure has been complete, you mark procedure complete and save, and you will see it will go grey and it will be strike through. Now we will look at how to filter the list. Top right hand side corner, you will see the filtering options. Currently, there are 4 pre-populated filters: the all items, coordinator view, theatre 11 and 12. The all items view will show all the procedures that are active for the day, as well as cases that have been completed and grayed out. When you filter through Theatre 11 or Theatre 12, you will only see active cases for those theatres. So once a case is completed, it will automatically disappear from that list. So for example, if you're in Theatre 11, you click on Theatre 11, and you will see those patients that have been assigned to Theatre 11. They will also be ordered by the order that's been set. The coordinator view allows for easy moving of patients from location to location, essentially updating the status bar using a board-like structure. So the coordinator is able to grab a patient record and move them into various fields, and it will automatically update their status. Finally, you're also able to filter this list further by using the filter pane. For example, you can filter to see all cases that have not yet been seen by an anaesthetist, or those that have been seen by an anaesthetist, and it will automatically update. In order to update a patient record, you will need to open the patient details by either clicking on the link to their hospital number, or by double-clicking on anywhere along the row. Here you will see the patient details. None of the fields are editable, but if you wish to make any changes, you click on Edit All, and then now you're able to make any necessary changes. Alternatively, if you right-click on a patient record, you can click on Edit, and then it will open up the window allowing you to edit the fields that you require. Once you have made the necessary changes, make sure you click on Save. In order to update the anesthetics section of the patient record, you right-click on the record, click on Edit. If you scroll down to the anesthetics portion, once they've had a preoperative assessment and seen by an anaesthetist, you can click on Yes, which will then show additional fields. If there are any concerns, you can mark Yes. If there are no concerns, No. Followed by, you can write the anesthetic plan as you see fit. Once you have completed this, make sure to click on Save to capture the changes. You can go back to the record and update any more changes. You are able to tag your colleagues so that they are made aware of any specific cases, but you can also add comments for your colleagues to see later. To do this, you open the patient records, and on the right hand side you should see a Comments tab. If you don't see this, make sure to click on the speech bubble at the top, and that will bring up the Comments tab. In order to tag a colleague, you use the @ symbol followed by the name of the colleague that you are tagging, and then you can type in the message and make sure to click on Submit in order for that comment to be captured. If you tag a colleague, they will receive an email with the link to this patient record so that they're made aware. Once a procedure has been completed, you can mark this by going to Edit the patient records, scroll to the bottom, and you will see a procedure complete tick box. Tick the tick box, make sure to click Save, and the change will be captured, and you'll see that this patient is now being completed and is grayed out with a strike through. At 12-hour window, this will be automatically archived and removed from this main whiteboard.